And now I would love to invite Darius Litvinovic, and he will present his own personal experiences, and then we will have question sessions. Darius, please.
Good afternoon. I believe I have very little time left, so I will try to be brief in telling my own story. First of all, I am a Pole. Perhaps that's why I was invited today, to speak on behalf of the Poles, as well as from the Riflemen's Union perspective. I've joined the Riflemen's Union a year and a half ago, basically due to fear. Fear of events that took place in Ukraine at the time. Fear of the repetition of those times when we might lose Vilnius. Fear of the fellow Poles who would fail to understand the importance of the historical moment and who might make a mistake, and some of them perhaps might be exploited by the Russian propaganda, get lost, or become passive and allow others to exploit them. On the other hand, since I'm an active person in my work and I actively communicate with the Lithuanians, I really understood that there were some Lithuanians who said, oh, finally, war. We'll be able to expel the Poles from Vilnius region, and finally order will prevail. Once I've become a member of the Lithuanian Riflemen's Union, I got to realize that people who had that kind of thinking were few in numbers. And people who were members of the Riflemen Union were actually devoted people who contributed their own resources in continuing to develop a paramilitary organization covering a wide territory of the country. And as it has been said before, an organization who will soon be able to attract both the ethnic minorities as well as the Lithuanian nationals who are passive perhaps, or who prefer saying they would leave abroad and rather earn more money instead of defending their homeland. And there are some of these people too. Once I've become member of the Riflemen's Union, my family, who are also Poles, my both wives, my children, well, things like these happen too. My grandparents, so I have quite a wide family. So all of the members of my family told me, well, you want to become a member of the Riflemen's Union, but the union is a nationalistic organization. Well, that was the effects of the Soviet times on their minds. The funny thing was that when I was communicating with the members of the union, I tried to convince them that we have to change the image of the union, because not many of the members realized that this negative image of the union did exist at the time, especially among the Poles. And this was also one of the motives that encouraged me to promote the good propaganda on the membership of the Riflemen's Union, membership of the volunteer forces, or membership of the Lithuanian army. And what was also important for me was that I wanted to have the Lithuanian Poles a different image, because judging from the viewpoint of my own family, I can say that we do have some problems, history-related, education-related, as well as Lithuania-Poland relations-related problems. Many of my relatives who were categoric on my membership of the Union said that irrespective of the enemy, they will stand up to fight the enemy till the very end. And my grandfather, let's say, he went to London to join the groups battling Bolsheviks. And even today, my family members would stand to fight. So I was motivated to demonstrate that we can, Lithuanians and Poles, can celebrate the anniversaries together. We have common dates that we have to celebrate together, and I mean the day of the Battle of Grunwald, the day commemorating the 3rd of May 1791 Constitution. Since I have very little time, perhaps I should end at that. Perhaps I'll be able to answer any of your questions later on. So, when I am asked which Lithuania I represent, I have to say that I stand for the Lithuania which was tolerant in its ideas and in its mind thinking, that country which lapsed since from the Baltic Sea to the Black Sea, and which the principles of which were based not on territorial basis, but rather on the values and ideas it represented. And I hope that one day we will be able to find the way how to demonstrate this unity so that we avoid any warfares, any battles in Vilnius. Perhaps we'll find someone else to fight against, but not here in Vilnius. Perhaps the Martians, but not any invaders that would be willing to invade Vilnius. And hopefully that we will not be facing a war here in Vilnius, and hopefully Vilnius will not become like Donetsk airport.
Thank you, Darius Litvinovic, for the personal experiences.